Hi, I hope you're doing well. I'm Dave. I help business leaders use technology more effectively. Today, I want to talk about a couple of legal things that are happening in the world of artificial intelligence, generative AI, and potentially impacting your business if you're using AI. These are things where we're starting to see, obviously, with any new technology, there's going to be risks and benefits. So we always want to balance those in our organizations. First of all, I want to look at Moffatt versus AI Canada. This is a Canadian small claims court claim. Basically, this guy, his grandmother passed away. He asked the Air Canada's chatbot for help. It suggested that he could get a discount on a bereavement fare. Air Canada then claims, I'll leave you a link to the article, you can read it yourself. Air Canada argues it cannot be held liable for information provided by one of its agents, servants, or representatives, including a chatbot. I don't understand how that would possibly be the case in any jurisdiction, but there you have it. So how could they have solved this problem? Obviously, the AI chatbot's quite a new thing. So I would say at the moment, you should put on your website, the AI chatbot can make mistakes. Please contact us if you're not 100% sure. That might have mitigated this risk. They also didn't submit to the small claims their contracts. So the judge said, well, you haven't given us a copy of the contract. Based on the balance of probabilities, I think that this guy took reasonable care. You haven't, so I'm going to judge in his favour. So my point here is that if you're using AI in an organisation, you need to have gone through your risk analysis and worked out what you're going to do when it makes a mistake. Because people make mistakes, computers, AI can just make things up. Mistakes can happen, and you need to make sure you've mitigated that risk. Okay, the second thing I want to talk about today is the new EU's AI Act. This is about reducing the risk to individuals from generative AI and generally using artificial intelligence in general to attack the population. So the things that it says you can't do. You can't discriminate by political, philosophical, sexual orientation, race, age, disability, social or economic situation by using AI. These sort of things make sense because it's very easy for us to create a computer says no situation where the computer's making a decision. We don't understand why it's making the decision, and it's discriminating against a group of people in a way that we hadn't intended. We already know that image recognition discriminates against skin tone, for example. So we certainly don't want to be encouraging this because it's very easy to have a false feedback. So, for example, if you're black in the UK, you're much more likely to be stopped by the police, arrested, you're much likely to be charged, and you're much more likely to go to prison for a longer period of time. This is something we don't want an AI tool to build on. We want to fix the problem. So it talks about this, it's quite long, and you can face fines of up to 35 million euro. But the point here is that we need to make sure that we're using these tools constructively to help make society better. To make our businesses make money, that's fine, but we don't want to be discriminating against people, certainly for no good reason. So you're also not allowed to take images of the internet to create facial recognition databases. You're not allowed to use emotional recognition in the workplace and education. So if you're not aware, for a while now, you've been able to take footage of people and work out what their emotional state is, their ages, their ethnicity. It can be quite dangerous, this. It can be quite useful for kind of statistics, like most shopping centres track footfall information. So they're interested in knowing about the demographics of the people that come to the shops. That in itself is probably okay, but what are we doing with this information? So we're also going to say in this law that you're not allowed to create social scoring based on human behaviour or personal characteristics, and also manipulate human behavior to circumvent their free will. So these two things are very important. And I know there's big issues in China at the moment with giving people like a social score. There's been sci-fi films made about this. The question is really, what do we want to do? So do you want to detect people that might potentially commit a crime? Do we want to discourage people from committing a crime? Do we want to feed people mis and disinformation to influence how they behave? Now, we're all manipulated all the time by businesses, by the processes around us. And the problem is with artificial intelligence is that humans are not very good at recognizing them. So we need to think very carefully about how we're using AI. So it is a valuable, useful, safe tool that helps society and is not destructive. So when you're thinking about how you're using the generative AI tools in your business, have you thought about the ethics? And as part of your AI policy, you need to consider those items. That's all for today, but do let me know what you think in the comments, and thank you very much for watching. Hope you have a great day. Speak to you soon.